MMA Weekly here with Josh Koscheck, who's set to face Anthony Johnson at UFC 106 this Saturday. Josh, talk to us about your impressions about this fight. What do you think about Anthony Johnson as an opponent?
I think he's a good opponent. Although he hasn't been tested yet, this will be his big first test in the UFC. He's fought some guys that are just, tailor-made for him. And for me, I think I'm a bad matchup for him because I believe I'm a more well-rounded fighter. And this fight is going to come down to who's got more heart, and I can guarantee you that I'm going to come out with a victory.
When you say it's his greatest test, your wrestling credentials far outstrip his. Do you think that that's going to be the difference in this fight at all?
No, not necessarily. I think I have a better stand-up than him. I think that he's definitely got power in his punches, but I think I have the better technical stand-up than Anthony Johnson, and I believe I have the better wrestling and the better ground game. So for me, this is just another fight that I'm going to come in, be aggressive, and put the pace on him and grind him out.
Do you think that Anthony Johnson's size is going to play any part in this fight? Everybody talks about how big he is, how much he cuts down from. Do you think that's going to play a part in it at all?
Well, I've been in that situation before where I had to cut a lot of weight, and for me, you in your training camp you focus more on the weight cut, more on I got to make weight than actual training and focusing on the important things of cardio and your sparring and those types of things. I've been in that situation before in wrestling where I had to cut to 163. So I know that he's not trained how he needs to train because he's focused on other things, and that's making the weight cut. And I think that's going to play a big factor in this game. I believe that he's definitely a good fighter, and I'm just going to have to prove that I'm a better fighter.
You've been stepping up a lot to face opponents on less than ideal notice, some would say. Is this a part of your strategy? I mean, I read somewhere that you wanted to fight 12 times a year. Why do you want to? Why is such the busy schedule?
For me, I'm in the gym all year round, so I'd rather be fighting and making money than just hanging out in the gym. So if I'm not fighting, I'm not making money. If I'm not fighting, I'm not building the Josh Koscheck brand. So in order to do that, you got to be on TV, you got to be seen, you got to have people talk about you. And for me, it's I want to become a champion, and it's a business as well. So the secondary is I love to fight, and the second thing is I want the money. So
would you agree that things worked out much better fighting Anthony Johnson on a CoMain Event as opposed to fighting Mike Pierce on Ultimate Fight Night?
Yeah, that was definitely I actually told the UFC I didn't really care to fight Michael Pierce, but I'll do whatever they want me to do, and just showing that I'm a team player, and I just said, yeah, I'll step up and I'll fight him. If that's what you want, I'll fight Michael Pierce. And they said, yeah, that's what we want. So I said, all right, that's fine with me. And then I knew that they needed a co-main event or a big fight on this card. So I said, hey, how about I called the UFC and I said, how about we get me a co-main event fight, and I'll fight anybody. Just get me a fight on that card, UFC 106. And sure enough, it worked out. And it's probably things happen for a reason. And I believe that I'm gonna come out here with a big win on Saturday night.
Could this be a key victory for you, given that there's so much heat on Anthony?
I don't think it's a victory is always key. I don't think it's just pinpointing that a win over him is a key key victory for me or a key point. A victory is always a win. So for me, I'm just looking to get a victory.